Welcome to Healthy Lifestyle Tips, your trusted resource for all things health and wellness. We're here to provide you with practical science-backed advice to help you live your best, healthiest life. Our mission is to empower you with knowledge so you can make informed decisions about your health and well-being. Today, we're turning our attention to a common concern that affects so many of us, those pesky pimples that pop up on our faces. But here's the thing, it's not just about what creams or treatments you're applying externally. What you're putting into your body plays a significant role too. Yes, we're talking about food. We're going to explore the types of food that can exacerbate acne and should be avoided, especially if you're prone to breakouts. So strap in and get ready for some valuable insights. Now let's delve into the topic and uncover the types of food you should avoid if you're battling with pimples. First on our list of foods to avoid is sugar and refined grains. Now I know what you're thinking, but they're so tasty. And you're absolutely right. But when it comes to maintaining a clear complexion, these delicious villains could be your worst enemies. So what makes sugar and refined grains so detrimental to your skin? Well, it's all about the insulin. You see, these types of foods cause your insulin levels to spike. This sudden surge can lead to inflammation throughout your body. But that's not all. The increased insulin also prompts your oil glands to produce more oil. And this excess oil can clog your pores, leading to those dreaded pimples. Let's get a bit more specific. When we talk about sugar, we're referring to the added sugars found in sweets like cakes, cookies, and candies. But don't be fooled, it's not just the obvious culprits. Added sugars are often hidden in foods you wouldn't suspect, like breads, sauces, and even your morning cup of coffee. As for refined grains, we're talking about foods made from white flour like white bread, pasta, and rice. These are stripped of their natural fiber, making them quick to digest and therefore causing that insulin spike we just talked about. Now, I'm not saying you need to completely banish these foods from your diet. That would be quite a task, wouldn't it? But being aware of their potential effects on your skin can help you make more informed choices. Perhaps consider swapping that white bread for a whole grain alternative or cutting down on the sugary treat. So if you're dealing with pimples, it might be a good idea to limit your intake of sugar and refined grains. Next up, we have dairy products, often a staple in many diets. Dairy products include the likes of milk, cheese, yogurt, and butter. While these foods can offer some nutritional benefits, they're not always the best friends of your skin, particularly when it comes to managing acne. You might be wondering, why is dairy a potential culprit in the acne mystery? Well, the answer lies in the hormones. Dairy products, especially those derived from cows, contain hormones that can interfere with our bodies. Insulin regulation. This is because cows are often treated with artificial hormones to boost milk production, and these hormones can find their way into the dairy products we consume. Now, when our insulin levels are disrupted, it can lead to an overgrowth of skin cells, abnormal sebum production, and inflammation, all of which are key players in the development of acne. Sebum is the oily substance that your skin produces to keep it hydrated and protected. But when produced in excess, it can clog your pores and lead to breakouts. Moreover, some studies suggest that the proteins found in milk, casein, and whey stimulate growth and hormones in calves and in us. When we consume milk, these growth hormones may influence acne development and make the situation worse. It's important to note that not everyone who consumes dairy products will develop acne. We all have different sensitivities, and what triggers acne in one person might not have the same effect on someone else. However, if you've noticed a correlation between your dairy consumption and breakouts, it might be worth considering a reduction or even an elimination of these foods from your diet. To clarify, we're not saying you should banish all dairy from your life, but if you're struggling with persistent acne, it may be worth experimenting with a lower dairy diet to see if it makes a difference. After all, when it comes to your health, you are your best advocate. Therefore, reducing dairy intake might help to manage and prevent pimples. Another category of food that could exacerbate your pimples is fast food. Now we all love a good burger or a serving of crunchy fries, don't we? But it's worth noting that these quick and convenient meals often come at a cost to our health, particularly our skin health. Fast food, as deliciously tempting as it may be, is typically high in unhealthy fats, sugars, and salts. Now, why does this matter for your skin? You may wonder, well, these components can all promote inflammation in the body, and you've guessed it, inflammation is a key player in the development and severity of acne breakouts. Let's break it down a bit more. High levels of unhealthy fats often found in deep-fried goodies can increase oil production in your skin. This excess oil can clog your pores, leading to those dreaded breakouts. Sugars, on the other hand, cause your insulin levels to spike. This triggers inflammation and stimulates oil glands, a perfect recipe for acne. And what about the salt? While it's not directly linked to acne, high sodium content can dehydrate your skin, leaving it vulnerable and less able to heal from breakouts. Plus, dehydration can lead to an overproduction of oil as your skin tries to compensate for the lack of moisture. Now, we're not saying you should swear off fast food forever. After all, life is about balance, isn't it? And indulging in your favorite fast food treat once in a while isn't a crime. But the key here is moderation. If fast food becomes a regular part of your diet, it might just invite more pimples to the party. So the next time you're tempted by the allure of a quick, greasy meal, remember the potential impact on your skin. Opt for healthier alternatives when you can and save the fast food for special occasions. It's a small change that could make a big difference in your fight against acne. The last food group on our list is foods high in omega-6 fats. Now, don't get us wrong. Omega-6 fatty acids are not inherently bad. In fact, they are essential fats that your body needs for various functions, including the normal growth and development of your brain. However, the problem arises when the balance between omega-6 and omega-3 fats in your diet gets out of whack. In the typical Western diet, the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 fats is skewed heavily in favor of omega-6, often as high as 16:1. This imbalance can lead to increased levels of inflammation in your body, which in turn can trigger acne and other skin problems. So if you're battling blemishes, you might want to take a closer look at your omega-6 intake. Now let's delve into some foods that are particularly high in omega-6 fats. First up, we have vegetable oils like soybean oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil. These oils are often used in cooking and baking, and they're also a common ingredient in many processed foods. So if you're a fan of fried foods, baked goods, or packaged snacks, you're likely getting a hefty dose of omega-6 fats in your diet. Next on the list are nuts and seeds. While these are generally considered healthy snack options due to their high fiber and protein content, some varieties, like walnuts and sunflower seeds, are also high in omega-6 fats. Poultry, especially chicken, is another major source of omega-6 fats. The same goes for eggs, particularly the yolks. And let's not forget about farmed fish, which tend to have a higher omega-6 content than their wild counterparts due to their diet. In short, many of the foods we consume on a daily basis are high in omega-6 fats. But remember, the goal isn't to eliminate these fats from your diet completely. Rather, it's about finding a balance between your omega-6 and omega-3 intake. So include more omega-3 rich foods like fatty fish, flax seeds, and chia seeds in your diet. That way you'll be on your way to healthier skin. So try to balance your omega-6 and omega-3 intake for healthier skin. Well, that wraps up our list of foods to avoid when you have pimples. We've journeyed through the world of diets, skin health, discovering the potential impacts of sugar and refined grains, dairy products, fast food, and foods high in omega-6 fats on our skin's well-being. It's clear that the food we consume can significantly influence the condition of our skin, and avoiding certain food types may help us maintain a clear, healthy complexion. Yet it's crucial to remember that everyone's skin reacts differently to dietary changes. What may work for one might not work for another. It's about finding that delicate balance, that perfect harmony between your diet and your skin's needs. Thank you for watching Healthy Lifestyle Tips. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe and like this video for more health and wellness advice. Remember, your health is your wealth. Let's continue this journey together.